Hi everyone, Aldbar here. Well, this is a very big occasion for me. This is going to be a solo run of the raid, The Titan Awakes. As soon as I saw the patch notes of update 45, I right away ran to do this solo run. This might be the first run to be put on YouTube, solo run at least of this raid, so for me that's a big deal. So I hope you enjoy it. Anyways, before I go on, I really want to say thank you to the developers who put the time into fixing this raid. I really love it and I really appreciate it, so thank you. Anyways, going in here, the goal is to defeat the Titan by dropping pillars on him and blasting him with a laser. To do that, you have these pillars. Now, the direction that the pillar falls is determined by the direction you were standing when you break the bottom of the pillar. That means if you break the bottom of the pillar in any direction, once you break the top, it's going to fall in that direction. Doesn't make a difference if you break the bottom or the top first. It only counts the direction you broke the bottom. This typically means that they break the top, and then people stand on the bottom and knock the pillar over. In my case, I'm doing it solo. I don't have that privilege, so I'm going to break the tops at the end. So first I go and I prep the bottoms. Here you see me, I'm in the room with the crystal. I'm just clearing out the trash. Now that I've opened the tank, I can go and break or prep the pillars. So the distance, the direction the pillar falls is away from me. So I'm aiming all 4 pillars right over here towards the center. Then I'm going to do the other 4 pillars to the center of them. That way I don't have to move the laser a whole bunch of times. Right now you can see I'm towards the center of these 4 pillars. At level 30, the Titan, even on Elite, doesn't really do anything, so I'm kind of ignoring him and just making sure that I'm aiming the pillar in the right direction. Doing it this way, by the way, also adds the benefit of not risking the pillar falling on top of you because you're standing right next to it. Meaning, if you break the pillar and you stand too close to it, you can take damage and die. Over here, since the pillar is still connected on the top, and I'm going to break it after when I'm not near it at all, I actually save that. I save myself from that. So I think that the most important thing about this raid, if for consistency, is balance. If you don't have balance, every time the Titan does his big attack, you'll end up on the floor, and that will really ruin your chances for beating it. Because if you come to fire the laser, let's say, and you get knocked over, that could really mess you up. Anyways, I'm also happy with the fact that the Titan's running around. He breaks up these barriers and he's cleaning up the floor for me. So it doesn't really bother me at all. If anything, it's helping me. Here's a second set of 4 pillars. I'm going to knock them towards the middle and rinse and repeat the same thing again. Ever since I did my solo run of the Twilight Forge, I've been trying to do the Titan Awakes. I've done a few attempts, solo and with friends, and got nowhere. It seemed to be impossible to hit the Titan with a laser. But as soon as I saw the patch notes, I right away said I gotta try this, and as you'll see my results soon. An important thing about the Titan mechanic is that if you stand on the floor, the Titan will try to hit you in melee, and if you get out of distance, he'll try to hit you with range, but then he'll try to close the distance by running up to you. So, it's very important to notice this, that once you stand up on the ladders or get off the floor, the Titan will no longer move, will stand in place. This is very important for me, because I want him to stand in one place and not move. So once I get off the floor, he'll stand in place. Anyways, now I've got everything prepped, I'm going to go pick up my first crystal.
You take a newly formed crystal from the crystal synthesizer.
Here comes the second phase of this. Now that I've prepped myself, I'm going to run crystals and blast him with a laser. So first thing, I want him to bring him to stand right underneath where this laser is already set. I don't have to go anywhere. I give him a bit of distance so that his circle, his viewpoint, I guess, shows up right in the middle. By the way, this attack of these chain barriers, I think it's new. I've never seen it before. I don't know. Not that it makes any difference. Anyways, halfway up the ladder, I stop to check where he is, and I see he's out of the square that I wanted him to stand in. So he's got this 9x9 grid on the floor. He needs to stand inside of it. Doesn't have to be exactly in the center, but closer to the center the better. Anyways. There's no rush over here, so take your time, make sure he stands right where you want him. It's much better to spend extra time getting him to stand in place than to fail the raid because of some silly mistake. So I've got him where I want now, but now I have to try to see if I can get to the ladder without him coming chasing after me. Once I'm up on the ladder, I'm safe. He won't move, and then he'll be set in place. Yep. As soon as I move, he comes after me. Technically he should be in the 9x9 grid and he should be hit by the laser, but I really want him to stand right in the middle. I guess I've been burnt a few too many times from my previous attempts, and now I want him to be perfectly in the middle. All these lights that are coming off of me is because I have a crystal in my bag and I take damage while I've got it in my bag. As soon as you put it in the machine, you'll stop taking damage, but your timer starts going for the machine. If you wait too long, the machine runs out of power and you have to go bring a new crystal. So, anyways, here's the part with the pillars. You can't just stand on the floor and hit them because you're blocked by the machine, so you have to jump a little bit and shoot. I'm standing right in the middle, and as soon as it breaks, I'm going to select the center button and press use. And here we go.
Blazing ruby beam.
You have no idea how happy I was when that happened. Seeing it finally work after all these failed attempts. Again, I can't say how much I appreciate having it being fixed.
You take a newly formed crystal from the crystal synthesizer.
Anyways, rinse and repeat. You have to go get another crystal. There's also a room up top. I think it's two from each. You bring 2 from the bottom, then 2 from the top. Don't catch me on my word, though. I don't know. I haven't actually done this that many times successfully. No. Here, see he's out of range, so again, I'm going to come stand at the bottom of the ladder. As soon as he starts running towards me, I'm going to climb up. Wasn't high enough on the ladder and he started to run after me, so whatever. Just for the record, it is possible to kill the Titan in one shot before his shield goes up. That was the method I used before when I thought when apparently the Titan was bugged. It's still fun to know, and it should still work today. So if you got crazy DPS in a single shot, you can try it out. You can go see my video if you want. Anyways, it's perfect. Exactly what I wanted to do. Now I'm going to go for the next one. I start by the pillars closest to me first. Go, select, press use. Make sure you select the right button before you press use so it doesn't accidentally move the laser instead of firing. Anyway, here's a nice trick you can do. Rather than go down and have him run after you and move, You can actually jump directly up here. You got wings. And we'll just stay in place. Now I'm gonna have to go get 2 crystals from the top. When you're doing this at a party, usually there'll be people taking care of the Titan. One will be called a lumberjack, the guy who stands at the bottom and typically breaks the pillar. Somebody will be up top to fire the laser, the operator. And everybody else just hangs out, either by standing on a ladder or by running crystals. So this is what running crystals basically means. You run up, bring a crystal, you take it out of your bag and drop it on the floor next to the machine. So as soon as they're ready for it, they can use it. As you see over here, the convenience of having him stand in the same place. I don't have to reset him every time. Okay, that's the out of 6 hits. I have to go get another one. I'm looking to see where it's open. I see that the barrier is up on the bottom, so I'm going to go to the top and take a crystal from there.
Take a newly formed crystal from the crystal synthesizer.
To be honest, if I would do this with the party, I'd probably operate the laser and do everything myself. Just have people A, bring crystals, B, maybe have somebody to stand at the bottom and bring them into place, so I don't have to keep them running up and down and back and forth. Make sure everybody else stays off the floor. If you're just trying to stay out of the way, the best place to be is on one of the ladders. Because when he does his knockdown attack, if you fall over, you get flung to one of the sides, and if you hit the floor, he'll come running after you and move out of position. That can be very annoying. So, to not be disruptive to the raid, the best place you can hang out is on the ladder. If you fall over on the ladder. You don't fall to the floor. So.
You take a newly formed crystal from the crystal synthesizer.
This trash over here keeps on respawning. Just something you should know if you're sending some kind of GIMP character to go bring a crystal. You might be surprised that it gets attacked. Anyways, not a big deal at this level. Anyways, now that I finished with the first 4 pillars, now I'm going to have to move the laser. So, you have to also you have to charge up the machine to move the laser. Since it takes some time, you have to be aware of the fact that the charge might run out of the laser. And you might misfire or something, so just be aware of that. Here I messed up. He was already in position and everything, and then I fell off. And then he moved. So, whatever. Let's get him back in position. If you look carefully on the floor, you can see this like red aura of where the laser is focused. So, I need the lasers to be focused right here. It's not yet. You'll see as I run across the room, you'll see the red aura on the floor. That should be an indicator if the laser is placed in place. Here you can see it passing through. Just checking that he's in position.
The crystal assimilated.
Go. I'm going to use the controls to move the laser. You can also move them to the sides, but I would always recommend doing it right in the middle. No need to get fancy. Here I made a mistake and I moved it one too much. I have to move it back. Now it should be in position. Now technically speaking, I could probably just break a pillar and fire, but I was afraid it was going to run out. If I want to discharge the machine, I could just fire it.
The
But
synthesizer
anyways,
has not yet
now I know I have to go up
manufactured
top.
another crystal.
This has the advantage that at least once he's in position, he won't move, because I'll be getting crystals from the top again. Right now I'm ignoring him, I'm just going to get a crystal.
Take a newly formed crystal from the crystal synthesizer.
As you can see, the charge actually didn't run out. One of the biggest problems in this raid is Titans suddenly moving. Now, the traditional way, i.e. standing at the bottom waiting for the guy to break the pillar, is very risky because of this. I mean, he's always risking the fact that the Titan might suddenly move, and then you'll miss everything. But on the other hand, if you have two people, you have somebody at the top to quickly adjust the laser, you might still get him. Anyways, here we go. This is the fifth pillar.
A blazing ruby beam strikes the Warforged Titan with tremendous force.
Unfortunately, I have to bring a crystal from the bottom, so what can you do?
You take a newly formed crystal from the crystal synthesizer.
I'm just waiting for him to start walking, and that should be just about enough for me to get on the ladder, and he'll stop in position, so. Not good enough for me. I mean, it should technically work. He's inside of the 9x9 grid, but I'm too nervous to risk it. I'm that close. I really don't want to mess it up. There's 8 pillars, but you only need 6 to kill him. So if you mess up, you got two failed attempts.
Crystal assimilator blazes with fresh power. The Titan's shields blink out of existence.
Beautiful. That sweet voice.
The Warforged Titan collapses. Heat radiates from its shell.
I cannot imagine how happy I
Components
am.
melt into slag.
Yeah, this is definitely well earned. I've been waiting a long time for this. I want to take this opportunity to give a special shout out to the Titan chat on the Orion server. They're the ones who introduced me to this Titan raid, and I really appreciate them introducing to me because I fell in love with it, so thanks to all of them. as usual, no named loot. This has terrible drop rates, but it's still fun to play. Took me about 19 minutes solo, so together with the first part was another about 20 something minutes. The whole thing under 45 minutes I think is great time for this raid. This thing used to take over an hour with a full party, and it was very confusing. Now that I can do both parts solo completely by myself with a single character, basically if I want to solo this raid, I can open a party and tell everybody to, you know, come in, basically just follow along and just help me out with getting some loot. Anyways, that's about it. Most importantly, of course, this is one occasion I don't want to give up my chance to take a nice screen capture. If this does end up somehow on screen capture of the week, you'll know when I took it. Also, a cute tip: if you put your cursor over your character, it lights them up. So if you're taking a picture in a dark environment, that's a sneaky way to make your character light up. Anyways, that's it. If you don't have a way to teleport back, so I'll show what I think is the fastest option. When you leave the quest, you end up in this little small area, who's actually like a public area. You can't recall from this area. But as soon as you step back in to the wilderness, who's basically the tunnels, this will automatically allow you the option to recall, who sends you way back to the beginning, right back to the quest giver. I'm bringing this up because it's very important to remember with these raids. People tend to forget to turn in, and then next time the raid is up, they're like, oh sorry, I'm still on timer. And it really sucks. So I recommend always being methodical about picking up your end reward. It doesn't make a difference what, just pick it up so you can get off timer. Anyways, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Anyways, take care. Bye.